Go.
Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to change out the float valve with a rebuild kit. The reason you're going to want to do this is if there's a little bit of water constantly trickling out your hose right here, you're going to want to change the valve out. Usually there's some sediment caught in there and this little magnet that I'm going to show you. You can clean it, but it's already apart. I just recommend changing it out. This is the kit that you're going to use right here, okay? And it comes with all the parts that you're going to need. And this one is brass. Some of the new ones come as plastic, so it's the same thing, just that's going to be plastic, okay? So the first thing, these are the tools actually you're going to need. I'd say crescent wrench, flathead, and 11/16 fitted wrench, or just a small crescent wrench if you don't have that. So the first thing you're going to do obviously is turn the water off. It's super important unless you want to get soaked. Just turn the valve to off, which I already did. And then you're going to take your hose out from your John Guest fitting right here and just push in, push down, pull it straight out. It comes out easy as that. I also turn the water off here so I can attach a wrench to it a lot easier. So then I'm going to take my crescent wrench, I'm going to put it on here. So basically the reason we're going to have to remove this is because you can't take this down and out without taking the back end off. There's some screws in here and you need to have this off to pull the full assembly out. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So see, it wanted to spin with me. So that's why I have this 11/16 wrench. I'm going to put it on the actual fitting that goes into this float valve right here. And I'm going to loosen that up. There it goes. Of course, this doesn't want to work with me. Goes. Let's take that off like that. It should come off in one piece, just like this. This is the part that you need out. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and take your flathead. There's going to be a screw up here that you're going to want to take out. When you take this screw out, you're going to want to be very careful because there's a spring in there and there's this float down here that you can see, and you're not going to want that to come off flying off. So you take it off nice and easy. As you can see, there's the spring and the magnet. Just pull that off. These come right out. And that's where it can come shooting off, so you need to be really careful with that. There's your magnet, and there's your spring right here. So these all are one piece. And then your spring goes in like that. So it's going to keep it all together. So then this is the part I was talking to you about. It's plastic on this one. The ones that we have are brass, which is fine. And then here's your 3 screws that you're going to take out. They're also flathead. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out. When you take these out, the whole thing is going to want to come falling down. So you're going to want to brace it with one hand and take your screws out with the other. Kind of short, so it's a little hard for me to get up there. So as you take this out, you're going to also want to be careful not to drop any of that in your bucket. There's also a pin in here that closes your hole, and a spring as well. Oop, just went flying out. It's what you try to not lose if you're just cleaning it, which I'm not, thankfully. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put everything back in the reverse order. So here's our kit. It comes with everything that you'll need, even the top screw and washer. So here's your top screw, your washer, the pin that's going to plug your hole, your valve, or your seal, sorry. This is a spring. It's really hard to find, so try not to lose that. And then here's the assembly that keeps it in and moving it up and down, okay? So basically you're gonna just put it back together in the reverse order we took it apart. So spring first, You're gonna see on this that there's a flat end and there's an end with a cone and a point. The point is gonna go to where it'll be facing down once you finish it. So this flat end goes in first, like that, okay? And then the seal goes on, and it's gonna go on the flat side first. So there's this side, and then there's a flat side. The flat side is gonna go down in there, like that. And that's how it's gonna be completed. So then you just take this, make sure that there's no sediment in here, make sure that everything looks clean, which this was actually not having any issues, so this is all perfectly clean. If it wasn't, I would take it and rinse it out with some water and get any sediment that's lingering in there out. And when I put it in, I just want to make sure that it seeds in properly and there's actually no seal sticking out between the brass and the piece of plastic right here. Okay? So then, pick it up, put it back in here, nice and carefully, like so. And then you're going to put your screws back in. Make sure not to cross thread them. Drive those down. That. And then I'm just going to put this back on. So the big end of the magnet, just move that out of the way. Or sorry, the big end of the spring goes on first, so it can go around there. It's not going to really fit as well at the back or the other way, so you should be able to tell. This one does, but it only has 2 in it.
Oh, okay.
So then you just push it. You're going to compress it down, and that noise that you hear is the that little pin that you put in there coming up, and that's what's causing it to go up and open this valve and let water through. But you just want to put your float back in these holes. That. You put your cap back on, and then you want to put the screw that they gave you and the washer they gave you back on.
That part can be a little tricky to line up.
Through first. There we go. And then you take the screwdriver, wherever that left that, it's right here. And you just tighten that down. Like that. And then you would just put this piece back on and hook the water line back up and you're good to go. I'll show you that real quick. And as with everything, just be careful not to cross thread it. There we go. Tighten it with your wrench. Stick your hose back in. Turn your water back on. And then I took the chemical hose out beforehand. So make sure to put that back in there. And then you can open your water up, give it a test. There it goes, good to go. When it clicks back up, it should stop, and you're gonna be all good.
All right.